Please subscribe to help you and your motorcycle perform better.
That front fender's got a crack in it.
Okay, compression is doing nothing. All right, so your compression was all the way off. Any reason? None? Okay.
My name is Dave Moss. I tune approximately 3,500 bikes per year. This is Two Clicks Out.
Now steal the microphone, master.
Likewise. So what's the story now?
I got two of these. You haven't touched this one. You did my 1098 Streetfighter. This one, Super Plush, set it up for me about 11,000 miles ago.
Okay.
Yep. I recently took it on a Lost Coast ride. Suspension traveled so much it actually bent my license plate.
Ooh.
And I had an axle slider that came into contact and cracked my bottom turbine. So I've taken the rear axle slider out, so it's not making contact anymore. But
okay.
I have not resprung this bike. I'm about 250. So
okay. What year is it?
It's 14.
And how many miles are on it total?
14.
14,000. All right, take a seat. Just going to go ahead and take out 2 for Dylan. Yikes, stiff.
Seeing the crack in the front fender from making contact too.
Oh yeah. No wonder you had to make it so stiff.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you're at 21 in the front, which makes sense, given what you've had to do to make it right and safe. 95, go ahead, dismount. You're at 33 in the rear. And we lost the static. Recently, you're about 4 mil up from the bottom of the casting. Or, excuse me, from the top of the rubber bumper. So the current sag setting is a hair too tight, but where are you on compression? Let's see. Half 1, half 2. No, you're way too far out on compression. So technically that spring could come back a little bit. So let's try 1.5. No, I'm gonna go, actually I'm gonna go to send you for the test ride on a half. That's better. Rebound isn't a million miles from wrong. So as we go up here, that 90-degree edge is still here. So rebound's pretty close. It could do with a click in. Maybe 2. So let's see. The most unpleasant 1, 2. Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah, that's just fighting back off the spring. All right, what do we got left? 2, 2.25, so half, 1.5. Half, 1.5. One and a quarter. Okay. Better. Okay, compression is doing nothing. All right, so your compression was all the way off. Any reason? None? Okay. Half, 1. Did they revalve it at Super Plush?
No, they did not.
Okay.
But I sold it to someone else, and they crashed it, and I bought it back at auction, so it's possible that they reset up the suspension for themselves.
Okay.
I don't have any answers there.
Well, it is what it is, right? At this point, because you had no compression, there's no surprise that it picked up velocity and went to maximum. So without changing the preload and changing your compression to 1 out, you might actually feel the front doing this over bumps now. If that's the case, we can back off some preload, which would be a really nice situation to be in. sag the way it is in the rear, there's no way that we could get any static with that spring.
Yeah.
So obviously a bigger spring for you would help, but let's see how it feels at a quarter out. All right, you're ready for your test ride. You're all set, and we'll see you in about 20 minutes. Better?
Better. Yeah, no bottoming out now. The front end's not bottoming out anymore. You said it was all the way out? Mm-hmm. Front end was all the way out. I had no suspension up front, basically.
No compression.
No compression.
Zero compression. So at this point, you can leave it there for a minute and then back off a couple of turns of preload away from it and try that and see what you feel. To me, the spring is fighting back.
Yeah.
So we've got to use a little too much rebound control, which can introduce or amplify sharp edge bumps.
You know, Super Plush twisted these down quite a bit.
Yeah, and I want to bring them back.
Yeah.
I would like to bring them back before you leave, actually.
Okay.
If you are up for that.
Yeah, I'm up for it.
Okay. Leave it there. Okay. I'll come over, let me finish the Diavel, and I will walk over and change it. So, on the test run, only got down to there. So, as thought, with the compression working properly, then everything's fine. So what we're going to do now is back off. I want to back off 4 turns of preload. So that will be 24 faces. So 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's that. Now I want to make sure that rebound isn't too slow, so you're packing.
I'm just honestly.
There. No, that's fine on rebound. Not worried about that. All right, test ride numero dos. Tire wear is much improved when you're on partial throttle here. It's much smoother, almost no dots at all. You see little gray dots? They were packed through here because the tire was getting smashed. It's a lot smoother now, so that's good with the compression change. All right.
All right. Sir?
That make it a little better?
Yeah. Yeah.
Just want to take that sharp edge away from it of just...
On hard nose braking, would get a lot of clatter. I would actually hear it bottom out sometimes. And now I think it was the fender. That front fender's got a crack in it from having so much travel in the suspension. I think it's a lot better now. I just tried grabbing a lot of brake and sort of nose diving and seemed to absorb it much better.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason to be beat up. Yeah. If you like that at home, that's I don't care, but it's your thing, man. It's nothing to do with me.
Well, thanks a lot, man. Good to see you.
You too, always a pleasure. Okay, so that's nicely much softer. So, you want to come around, Dave? Travel's right here on the shock, so it's way too stiff. Compression was a quarter turn out, so we've made it now 2.5 turns out, and it's much more compliant. The front end's way too stiff, so we're going to pull, no, wrong one, pull all the preload out.
What year is it again?
2014.
And how many miles?
Streetfighter, 1960.
1960, okay. 2014 with 1,900 miles? It's been in the living room? Or did you get a steal on it?
No, I did buy it with 700 miles on it, but I've only put 1,200 on it. So.
Okay. Well, at least it's not turned your urine red, because it was that stiff.
Yeah.
So now you're going to get something that's a lot more compliant.
Okay.
And actually when you ride it, you're not preparing for big bumps, waiting to be ejected, right?
Okay.
How much do you weigh?
170 pounds.
Here's your ticket, Dave. They give you a new one.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. Sure.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I think I gave you my ticket.
Yes. Okay, so now let's see what the front does. Boing. So that's a fail. So where are we? 2 turns out, so half, 1.5. Okay, much better. Okay. Okay. There it is. And on compression, half. Your compression was closed, so that's not helpful. So we'll go to 1.5 on compression. Now let's balance it. Now to me, the rear is too soft at this point.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just put a 1/4 turn back in on the compression.
The rebound was good.
Rebound was excellent. The whole bike's very well balanced on the back. Yeah, that's better.
Better.
So, in terms of no, the it's 6 clicks in.
Oh yeah.
6 clicks in on rebound. Watch your back. Okay, so as far as that goes and the way it's going to ride, bumps will not create this anymore.
Okay.
And when you're turning the bike in, it will turn instead of turn. So you'll be going way, way easier into corners.
Okay.
Not to the point that it's going to scare you and it's going to go straight across the traffic, but
Yeah, it feels like the front end just wants to dive in immediately when I'm on a strong turn or a sharp turn.
yeah, when you're going really slow.
Yeah.
Because it's so stiff, you push it over because otherwise it won't turn.
Right.
You've created an input situation where it's working,
Okay.
so you make it work.
Right. Okay.
All right, so like I say, now we've got crappy weather, unfortunately.
Right.
When you do go on your test ride, I'd like you to set your tire pressure at 36 front and rear.
36.
Front and rear, what do you weigh?
170.
Yeah.
Okay.
So set it at 36 front and rear, so the tires are working and absorbing the road,
Okay.
versus 42 where they're just
Okay.
bouncing over.
Okay.
So let's make the tires part of your suspension and do their job,
Okay.
and then based on that, now you'll have something that'll ride way better.
Okay. Now these are tires that are what, 5 years old almost. So it's probably time to change them soon.
So the trick is put your thumbnail in it. If that thumbnail doesn't disappear, so press it all the way in. And in a second, if it disappears, you're good.
Okay.
If it does not disappear after a second,
Now we have a problem.
there's something to consider.
Okay.
Now, if you're not going blazing mad into canyons and running massive lean angles, it's not much risk,
Okay.
right? So that fingernail trick right now, they're cold.
Right.
If you push it in and then release it,
It's coming up.
it's still there.
Okay.
Feel it.
It is. You dug yours in deeper than I did. Okay.
So it's still there.
Okay.
That's why I want you to put the pressures at 36. So when a tire blues, it's aging. It doesn't say it's dead. If it's green, you get a big knife and you stab it. And you put a big hole in it and you're done.
Okay.
But blue, there's some life left in the tire.
Okay.
But the tire surface on the top is actually quite hard at this point with it being blue. So there's a consideration for change, and tires are not that expensive.
Oh yeah.
So ride it first, set it at 30 seconds. Then if you keep thinking about tires, change them out.
Okay.
Okay.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Dave Moss can tune your suspension no matter where you are on the planet via his remote tuning service. Contact Dave on Facebook or by email, dave@davemosstuning.com.